I received this wonderful packaging from Rare Beauty. I'm dying. Today I'm going to be reviewing this wonderful collection right here. So this is the new Soft Pinch Tinted Lip Oil from Rare Beauty. So this claims to be a gel to oil tint that hydrates and nourishes with a soft pinch of dewy color that stays comfortable all day long. So that's their claims on the Sephora website, but on the Rare Beauty website it has a different kind of description. It says that it's a lip jelly that's going to transform into a lightweight oil that starts off being glossy and then it leaves the lip tinted. It also says that it's going to stay comfortable and never sticky all day long. I do see a difference between both descriptions. The Rare Beauty website does not mention that this is hydrating. It does say that there is specific ingredients that's going to hydrate the lips, but in the main description, it does not claim to be hydrating. So that's very interesting. I'm not sure if they changed the description because we're going to dive into the reviews very soon. This retails for 26 USD, which is kind of, yeah, I guess it's a normal price for a lip product. I feel like makeup nowadays is so expensive, but like 20 USD is like not that bad for a lip product, but still it's sad to say that because it's still very expensive. Before we dive into the swatches and the application, I wanted to go over some of the reviews. First of all, on the Sephora website, the reviews are either good or bad. There's a lot of opposite opinions. I'm just going to go over a couple of good ones. So here we have someone saying that this is gorgeous. It stays on all day and it feels so soothing. Selena, you did it again. This is what I say every single time I try new products from them. Selena, you did it again. We also have someone saying that she thought she would be returning the product, but finally she loved it. Upon application, it's lightweight, cooling, and not sticky. After the oil wears off, the stain is pretty. I just put a lip balm on over top and feel natural. And some of the bad reviews, we have one saying that I was so excited for this because it sounded perfect, lightweight, oily, plumping stain. It's so drying a few hours post application and it gives me this gross white patches of wet, dead skin around my mouth. Also, all the shades are really warm toned and sheer. Another person is saying the texture is very nice when you first apply it, but after 1 hour you're only left with a tint. The tint is very nice. It isn't really hydrating since after the product has wore off, my lips are dry. I really like the tint that it gives and how natural it looks. I just wish it lasted longer. A lot of people are saying this is so nourishing, so hydrating, very comfortable, it wears all day long, and some other people are saying that this is super drying, it's very, very sheer, and it's not moisturizing. So really quickly, I'm going to show you an overview of these shades. I am going to be trying them individually later on, but as you can see, these shades are really nice. They're all very different from one another. And as you can see, when I remove the product from my arm, there is a good amount of stain, but the stains are very similar to one another. Let's apply these on the lips. I'm so curious. I have not tried all of these shades yet. Okay, I really like this shade. I have noticed though with the shades I have tried, this gives a really chemical taste in the mouth. I'm not sure what's going on, but I feel like every time I apply this on my lips, I get like a chemical taste in my mouth. It's not very pleasant. But the shade Serenity, as you can see, it does offer a lot of pigment. Like the next shade I'm going to apply is one that I have used before and tested, and you'll see the difference in pigment. But this shade is definitely very nice. Since I'm going to be trying all of these shades, it's not going to show you a really good representation of the stain that it's going to live on the lips because I'm trying all of these shades. It's mainly to show you how the color looks on first application because my lips are going to be very much stained by all of these shades at the end of the video. Alright, so next shade is Honesty, and this one I really thought I would love. I saw on Instagram Selena applying this on someone else, and it looked so beautiful, like a super pretty brown nude shade. But when I applied this, like, it's definitely pretty. Okay, it's very pretty. I feel like this is very, very warm, and it's kind of turning almost coral. I wish this was more cool tone. So next shade we're going to apply Joy, which looks like a very bright orange shade. So this one is definitely more orange, more coral. I like it. It's very pretty. I don't have anything else to say. Yeah, my lips are starting to look very stained. Next we have the shade Happy, which looks like a very pretty pink shade. Yeah, so that one is definitely more pink. I feel like this one is the most cool tone out of all of these colors. I don't know why, but I feel like all of these shades, when they stay on the lips for a couple of seconds, like when you first apply them, you have the true color, like this one applied very pink, and the more I'm wearing it, the more I feel like it's just turning into the same colors as the others. I feel like it's turning like a red pink. It's very interesting, it's very bizarre. Next we have the shade Hope, which looks even more pink. So this one is a brighter pink shade, but again, these are not super pigmented, so they kind of like just look the same after a while. And let me show you, like I just applied this and you'll see like my lips look very covered, but you'll see the amount of product on the cotton pad. Like there's barely anything. So the color really seeps into the skin quickly. Next, we have the shade Delight, which is another shade I have been using and I've been really enjoying this one. It's a deeper, warm, brown, red shade. I really enjoy these type of shades. This is one of the shades I see myself bringing with me everywhere I go, and it gives a good amount of color. Next we have the shade Wonder, which looks like Hope but in a deeper shade. But once again, it's very warm. Last but not least, and the deepest shade of them all, is the shade Affection, which looks like a beautiful plum shade. I'm very excited about this one, and I'm glad I did this one last because my lips are starting to look very tinted. Ooh. Okay, so this one, because it's a deeper shade, you can see the difference in color. You can tell that this is a plum shade. It's more on the purple side, but it's still very warm. So I will have to say all of these shades, even though when I first swatched them, they looked very different from one another, when I apply them, I feel like they just start looking the same. Just because they're sheer, they don't have a lot of pigment. I would say if you're not certain of which shade you want to pick up, they look very similar at the end of the day, so I wouldn't really worry too much about which shade you're going to pick. Of course, for example, the shade Affection is very different from the shade Joy. This one is purple and this one is coral, but all of the shades in between, I feel like they just look very similar to one another. I want to do a wear test, so I'm going to be doing some cleaning up around my apartment, and I'm going to come back in like 30 to 45 minutes just to show you how this settles on the lips. So I'll talk to you very soon. Alright, so I think it's been like maybe an hour since I applied this shade, and honestly I'm super impressed by this shade in particular because of course it's a deeper shade, so it is going to leave more color on the lips, because both shades I've tried so far, they don't last very long, and like the tint is not very intense. So if you do want a really good tint, I would recommend you to go for one of the deeper shades. I'm impressed by this color, but now I want to talk about this formula. So like I mentioned, I have tried these lip oils before, and I did put them to the test a couple of times these past few weeks. Honestly, I like them. I like them, but they're not moisturizing. They're very drying. Like every time I wear them, after a couple of like hours or even like 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes, my lips start getting dry, and I don't like that. So what I would recommend you with these, if you like the tint that it gives, keep a lip balm close because I would see myself applying a lip balm on top of this. This shade is really pretty. And honestly, most lip tints are going to be drying because they're made to tint and stain the lips. They're not made to be hydrating. If you're looking for a stain, these would be good. If you're looking for something hydrating, I would recommend their, oh, this is nasty. But I would recommend the dewy lip balms. As you can see, they are very well loved on my behalf. I absolutely adore the Rare Beauty dewy lip balms. I have one in my purse that I use all the time and I really love it. But yeah, so that's pretty much my opinion on this product. I really hope this was useful to you. Let me know in the comments below if you're planning on purchasing this. I would be really curious to know. And if you have tried this before, let me know your opinion in the comments below. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope this video was helpful to you. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one.